Oh, g'day everyone, it's Warren here from NQ Explorers on a new adventure today. This is a site we haven't visited before. It's a research site that is an old homestead that dates from the late 1870s into the post-World War II era. There were pioneer homesteads all up through this mountain valley, and the reason for the settlement was timber. And I believe it was all sort of cut out after World War II, cedar and that kind of thing. And there's nothing left here now. So further up this track, this old dray track, I'll have to walk, there's no vehicle access now. Along this creek line are a series of old homesteads, and I believe there's an old one-room school that I've researched, and maybe I'll get there today. If I don't get there today, that's the next video with Colleen. But another K or so into the bush here, along this Jinka road, and we'll be at the old home site. So hopefully we'll get some nice finds in there, which, you know, may date from back into the 19th century, we hope. I've got the Apex here today on another bush trip. Okay, I've arrived at the old Pioneer Homestead site. I'm going to do a disciplined reconnaissance today. 2 hours here, see what I find in the 2-hour window, head further into the bush, further up this Jinka track into the mountains to the old one-room schoolhouse. Maybe a 1 or 2 part video, I'm not sure. Definitely going to involve Colleen, she'll be in here tomorrow, but I'm just doing a bit of a recon for us both today. Okay, I've got the new Apex with me today. Just fire him up. We'll just check our mode here, frequencies. We'll go multi here now then. Okay, we're on multi. Operate sensitivity on 7. 0 mode. Might go with relics. That way we won't miss any small gold jewellery and that kind of thing. Okay, good to go. Ground balance. And 83, 84 ground balance on the Viper. So I'll just set up a bit of a base camp here, leave my pack that's got food and extra water in it. I've got a water bottle on my hip. It's pretty warm even though it's midwinter. Lots of grass, I'm out in the sun. But there's something really interesting over here I'd like to show you. Okay, what we've got here is remnants of the old front garden. We've got a ring of rocks and some, there's actually some exotic shrubs and a date palm here. So this was the front yard. Would have been a little garden bed, lawn and flowers here, so heavily overgrown now, but this is the old Pioneer Homestead site. Okay, the light's dappled, not perfect conditions. This is where this Viper's good in this kind of long grass with lots of obstacles. It's 11 inches long but only 6 inches wide. Very manoeuvrable around these grass clumps, and multi-frequency. I'm running iron and I've got a high target tone here as I just demonstrated. Listen to that. It's a very compact 80s signal, so let's see what we get. It'll be in. Okay, how about we use a pinpointer? That's a good idea, you all say? Okay, we're up in there. Okay, it's got a bit of a iron grunt to it. Doesn't sound so good now, does it? Yeah, don't like it all of a sudden. Gets a high pip. Okay, it's cut copper. Now that's interesting. I'm on the site. There's a nice high tone at first, but once I got it out of the ground, the discriminator didn't like it so much. That's okay. Okay, this is a 75, 76. I think I just got the world's smallest padlock. It's actually branded. That'll be early 20th century, I suppose. Steel hasp, which is gone. Is that AD or something? With a tiny little delicate padlock. Nice. Well, I've probably been going 30 minutes in here. As you can see, the grass is really deep. I can get around it in spots, but other places it just trips you up. So if I got a padlock that you just saw, and earlier on there's a bit of a pig wallow up the back where some wild pigs have been running around, and there's some broken glass, and I got a little fragment of a pocket knife out of it, probably a 1950s pocket knife. I'll just circle up through this grass again and concentrate on the patches where I can actually swing the coil. The big 11-inch Viper is pretty good in these conditions because I can't get right down on the ground, but we're pulling up targets. I'm happy with that. Just it's a bit hard going. This one's a jumpy 61 up to 70. There's an old fence line, may have been a gate. to the old homestead. Not a really good target. I'm getting some, on that hybrid audio on the Apex, I'm getting some tone roll, and it's just the target ID's all over the place, but you never know. Oh, we've got a 303 cartridge. Okay, well, I would have been definitely shooting for food up here. Okay, I might decamp from this site, head up that old Jinka track further into the mountains, and see if we can find that old one-room school. Let's get going. Well, this is interesting. It's just cotton. Looks like they were growing cotton up in here, which was an industry in this area in the mid-1800s, around the 1860s during the American Civil War, when the UK woolen mills couldn't get any cotton from the south because of the blockades. They started growing cotton here in Queensland and sending it to the UK. So the American Civil War was the start of the Australian cotton industry. I believe that is cotton. Well, I'm well up into the bush now, probably 3 kilometres from the car. I went onto a big flat just before. I think that was the old school site. Unbelievably, I found a 2-cent coin, but I didn't show you that. I don't know what that was doing there. A fair bit of iron around. I had the iron on, but I didn't ping any diggable targets really, other than the 2-cent coin. I'm going to keep heading up this old Jinka track, deeper into the bush. If I can't find the old school, I might find another old home site where the grass isn't as bad, but it's just a nice day to be out walking in the bush. As I said, it's a Recon today. I've got the detector with me, but if I really find a good spot, we'll definitely come back with Colleen tomorrow and hike straight to that spot and get detecting early in the morning. Bit windy today, so there's probably bad weather on the way up here in the mountains, but it's got to be in here somewhere, that school. I thought that last site I was on was it, but there was just no evidence of anything. Mind you, the school wasn't there very long, about 15 years from the 1880s, and was gone by 1895 or something like that. So it was an old single room timber building. Well, it was either removed or the White Ants just destroyed it. It's completely gone. There's no way, there's not even a stump or anything down there that would indicate there was a building there, and not really any targets either. The iron, there should have been more iron or some ceramics or something laying around. Anyway, we'll continue on up the track here once we've had a bit of a snack. Okay, I believe I found the old school site on this ridge line. There's the remains of an old iron ship's boiler type water tank. That would have been the school water supply. The book that I got this information out of has been out of print since 1975. So that's when it was written. It was 45 years ago, and then there's nothing here. So I'm suspecting this little one-room building is right here. I just dug some iron up there on the left. Very small building. It was only like 10 by 12 or something. It was a tiny little building. 10 kids and a teacher up here in the mountains. Beautiful spot. So I don't think the artifact scale will be large, and like the relic footprint should be pretty small. Wasn't here that long, and weren't that many people here. And that's not to suggest that he'd be even bringing money to school, because there was no tuck shop. It was just every man for himself back in 1885. Righto,